Hi, everybody. My name is Brad Duncan, and today we are going to be talking about behavior skills training, and I'm going to go over the steps with you guys. If you notice, I provided a handout with the steps. It's a fill in the blank. So as I go through each step, you can fill in the blank, and there's a little section where you can write little notes and stuff to help you better understand the material. Well, I am excited to start this, so let's begin. Objectives. To learn and understand how to use behavior skills training, to build confidence in teaching and demonstrating this skill, to be able to train staff, clients, parents, and stakeholders using evidence-based supervision. Now, y'all, this is very important because as RBTs, therapists, aspiring BCBAs, BCABAs, you are going to be training new hires. You can be training other clients and coworkers on behavior analytic programs. You're gonna be doing so much, and BST is a great tool to use, and it's fun. I find it very fun, but it's a great tool to use. It's evidence based, and it's gonna build that confidence and teaching skill that that you're gonna develop throughout your career. All right, so step one. Describe the skill that you are training. This is so important because I believe that this lays the foundation of of the reason why you're teaching this target behavior. So in step one, this is where you're going to explain the rationale. This is where you're going to explain the importance of the behavior. Um, and you can even add a performance checklist to help with more difficult behaviors. But you want to provide a rationale on why you're addressing this target behavior, and this is going to give your trainee a deeper understanding of the reason why they are trying to why they are learning this skill, and it's also going to help them build their uh, level of knowledge and understanding. Now, if you look below, so I provided an example, and we're going to use this example throughout the training. All right. So the example is teaching a parent how to use token economy. Now, you guys, you remember, as I said before, as therapists, as BCABAs and BCBAs, you are going to be training staff, parents, um, you're gonna be doing a lot of training, okay? And so you need to know how to train. You need to be confident in it. And BST is a great tool to help build that confidence and competence. Um, so if you look at the example, teaching a parent how to use token economy. Step one, you will explain how to use token economy and the purpose of using token economy. You will explain how to deliver the token economy. So this correlates with the step one description. Describe the skills that you are training on. It's pretty simple. All right, we're gonna go to step two. And oh yeah, and like I said before, if you look at your paper, you can see where you can fill out the blank according to the steps, and you could write little notes at the bottom of each step. All right, we're going to the next step. Step two, provide a written summary of the skills to be trained. Now, not all people teach this aspect of BST, but I find it very important because it will give the trainee something to go back on. It'll give them like a permanent product that they can use, and they can also even like measure how they're doing. Um, and so if you look down at the same example, teaching a parent how to use token economy, step two, here is where you can provide that checklist that I mentioned in step one. And having that checklist will aid them and build their confidence and their independence and their self-monitoring skills. All right, we're going to step three, modeling the target behavior. This part is one of my favorites. Okay, so side note, I am like a theater kid. I love theater, I love acting, and so you can make this as fun as you want to. So this is where role play come into play. So whenever you doing step three, modeling the target behavior, you're gonna be the one that's gonna model and demonstrate the target skill. And you can grab an employee or another staff member to work with you, or you can use the trainee uh, to work with you to in a role play. And this is where you would demonstrate the target performance. Um, and so if you look down, for example, teaching a parent how to use token economy in step 3, you would demonstrate when and how to give a token after the appropriate behavior. Pretty self-explanatory. Like I say, this is one of my favorite steps. So if you're an aspiring actor, this is your chance to shine. Um, yeah, we're gonna go ahead to step 3. And once again, if you're following the handout, you can fill in the blank. All right, step 4. Now you're gonna have the trainee perform the target skill. This is a sort of rehearsal. And once again, you could be creative and you can do role play, but this time the trainee will perform the target skill. And this is going to help the trainee build their confidence, get rid of the jitterbugs, all the anxiety, and this is a great ground to practice and learn and make mistakes and learn and practice and have fun. You want this to be a learning experience. So if you look down at the example, teaching a parent how to use token economy, step 4, have the parent practice giving tokens during a pretend session. Simple as that. All right, we're going to go to step 5. All right, this is the last step. Provide feedback. All right, this step is one of the most important steps, if you ask me. You want to. I feel like this is the step where the learning really happens. Because the trainee has sort of tried it out on their own, and now you get to step in and you get to encourage them and show them what they did right, and also provide some constructive criticism on how they can improve that behavior and how they can do better. This step is very crucial to learning, and I think it's very important. So if you look at the bottom, the example in step 5, we're still following teaching a parent how to use token economy. This looked like providing praise for correct use of the token economy and addressing any mistakes, and then providing the correct way to do it. Um, yeah, this step is very important. Like I said, it's where a lot of learning happens, and you get to step in and help them overcome that problem or that the mistake that they made. Um, we're gonna go ahead 2 step, and we're gonna head to the next slide. And yeah, so this is the end of the slide, and so the goal of BST is for you to reach competency in that target skill. And so the goal is and since that's the goal, you should repeat steps 4 and 5 until you have reached that competency. Um, and like I mentioned before, I do have the handouts that you can follow and write these notes down. They're very helpful. Um, but yes, that concludes the end of my presentation, and I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed this as much as I did. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.